people, as they get into it, they start to have experiences in which they find themselves the only terms that make sense to describe their experience, and how they end up seeing the world through it are these kind of mystical terms. So there's just very much about what you've been talking about the, you know, the pregnancy or the birthing, like Eros, right? Birthed by, what did you say? Eros birthed by its philios, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That sense. Yeah. So there's a way in which, in a lot of ways, it has a lot to do with this experience of, on one level, it has to do with intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
It has to do with intimacy, and I think that one of the reasons why circling has actually become very big very quickly around the world, which is really something when you think about it.
That must be that must be such a vertiginous experience for you to see this practice that had its origin between you and a few other people, like be propelled into this international practice.
So many people had so much to do with that, right? It's like, it's so beyond, it went beyond Jerry and I, big time. In ways that, like, at a certain point, it becomes a little problematic, right? But the essence of it has always been the same, which is this quality of, what is it that we're looking at? What is it that we're thinking? What is this thing that's being revealed, such that the presence of it makes me have thoughts I wouldn't have, perceptions I wouldn't have, makes me open my heart in ways that I wouldn't ever have opened, that then alters the way that I perceive and relate with everything. So you could say that if, you know, the I-thou relationship is, like, you could say, the fundamental unit, right, of everything. If you just did a yoga around that, and all the machinery and the capacities that it takes to, all the asanas that you do to exercise that machinery, that creates something like genuine reciprocity, intimacy, listening, deep listening, which I think ultimately that's the real practice, is like a profound kind of deep listening, and how to share in a way that's self-disclosive versus accusatory, being undefended to the moment, being with what is, which is really the heart of the practice, is just being with what is as we are together, and profoundly being with it. That has people walk away and relate to their lives in a way that's just like you do in a yoga class, right? Like when you walk out of the yoga class, when you're not thinking about yoga, your baseline is just more open to gravity and balanced and relational. I think the capacities of what it takes to relate to other people are the same capacities that it takes to relate to almost everything, because we're always in a relationship.